Their best performance in this competition was back in 1992 when they lost in the final. That was against Nottingham. In this season's competition, they were runners-up in their group, having lost twice to Durham, but they beat the Wasps in the quarter-final with 6 unanswered goals in the final 20 minutes of the tie. They clearly have an awful lot of character in the side, don't they, Bob?
They do. They seem to rally well when the time actually comes, but more importantly, they're working very hard and as a unit, and I think that's the big contribution to their success so far.
Hard-working as opposed to a side packed with skill, is that fair to say?
I think that's probably the best way to summarize the Humberside Hawks. I mean, in fairness, John Griffiths, he looks at the other teams, tries to keep his composure and puts the right game plan forward, but he's got guys giving 110% all the time, and as a result of that, they're coming up with victories when they need them.
Okay, the Nottingham Panthers are one of the long-standing tough teams in British hockey. They can boast a playoff win at Wembley back in 1989, and they've won this trophy 3 times. Last year they beat Cardiff in the final. In this season's competition they finished second behind Sheffield in their group before just edging past Basingstoke in the quarter-final. Well, the Nottingham Panthers actually lost a couple of key players in the summer. Brabant leaving, Ross Lambert leaving. How key is that, and how good is the side that remains?
Well, one thing about the Nottingham Panthers is, in their organization, is they've got tremendous junior development. There's always players that are ready to come up and play in the senior side. But Mike Blaisdell has done his homework over the summer. He's got some key signings. He's went out and got Neil Morgan, who's been an excellent contribution to the club so far. So we can't underestimate, their abilities, and they're certainly capable to the task because they've had a good start to the season so far.
Okay, Bob, thanks very much. Let's find out what the players and the coaches think looking ahead to this game now. Gia has been finding out.
It's very important that we do well in the Cup right now. I think it's a confidence booster for us. Unfortunately, if we win the game, we don't get any points to our standings, but we have a game in hand in a lot of teams in the league, and once we start picking up those games in hand, we'll pick up some more points and move back up from the 4th, 5th, and 6th place.
Well, I think it's going to be close. I mean, I could see it going down to the last period even. We've had some good games with them this year, and they've been playing better lately, and it's going to be tough. I mean, I would think it's going to be tough like it was against Basingstoke.
It's very important. It's an important cup, and it just gives our team a little more respect. I think by getting this far, some teams know that we can come and play, and I think it's we definitely want to do well. We're here. Why not continue to go on to the finals?
I don't think we're going to play differently, other than I think our concentration at the moment is much better than it was. Our discipline is better than it was, and that's why we're playing better than we were when we played them before. So I think that the idea of the game will be the same. It's just the performance will be a more direct approach.
The 2 top teams that get to the final really deserve some credit, and it was a hard grind for us last year, and we thoroughly enjoyed winning it. So yes, we certainly want to win it again.
We had a bit of a mix-up last night, and I think that was maybe a slight complacency. I think it's not going to happen again.
Well, you can understand both teams last night being a little bit focused perhaps on tonight's game in the semi-final first leg of the Benson and Hedges Cup. Bob, do Nottingham come here just hoping to keep it close for the second leg?
Well, it's one of their prime concerns. I mean, they had a bit of a tough game last night playing against Basingstoke. But in the same breath, they'll take the game as they see it, and they'll try and keep it close and perhaps set the stage, as they go home back in Nottingham, their hometown fans, and they'll contribute a lot more.
Okay, thanks very much for now, Bob. Bob will be joining Tony Millard, our commentator, when we get round to the action a little bit later. But Nottingham did win this trophy last year, and earlier this week I went up to the Lake City to see if the defending champions are still on song.
We've always been in the top part of the division. We've had some glory years. We've won 1, 2 trophies. Nice to think we're going to win a few more.
Eric Shaw has been playing the organ at Nottingham Ice Stadium a lot longer than most Panthers fans can remember. He's been there 23 years and is a proud part of the city's hockey tradition.
You're just coming down into here, okay? So that pass, you're going forward, okay?
Mike Blaisdell, the current player-coach, has been at the club for just 3 years, but he has made his mark. Last year he took them to victory in the B&H Cup in December, at a time when they were also running away with the league too. But injury-hit Panthers were slowly overhauled by arch-rival Sheffield, who clinched the title in Nottingham on the final weekend.
We were the horse that ran in front of everyone and did the donkey work, so to speak, or legged it for most of the race, and then we got caught at the end. So, not that I wouldn't want to sit in first place again. I mean, I like it up there at the top.
Nottingham have young talent like Ashley Tate and Matt Trickett, plus newcomer Neil Morgan, but were hit hard by defections of experienced quality players in the summer. Rick Brabant leaving to coach Durham Wasps, taking Ross Lambert with him. Whilst one of the team's most skilled and established players, Paul Adey, tempted by big money in Manchester, almost turned his back on the club too.
Well, I would never call it walking out on the club or anything like that. I mean, like, it's a professional business, and if a player is offered a better deal, you know, he's going to take it.
He's been a great player for the Panthers, and he was a key to what we thought would be our success this year. And losing him would have been catastrophic.
We kind of talked it out and hacked it out, and you know, we came to an agreement, and that's why I'm back. And you know, with what we have this year, you know, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. Really, we've got a real good defensive hockey club.
No complaints from the fans. They're still as keen as ever to queue for hard-to-come-by tickets for one of the 3,000 seats. And as visiting teams and supporters will know, they generate a noisy, partisan atmosphere in a rink that may be old but is full of character.
The rink was built in 1939 and was immediately acquisitioned by the Minister of Defence as a store because of the war years. It reopened, I believe, 1947-48, when I was very little, so I don't remember the exact date.
The present club was reformed in 1980, but there's a great deal more history in this building. It's also clear there's room for improvement.
We would, you know, like an upgrade probably on the stadium, on the size, the seating capacity. Probably we could certainly sell the tickets, I know that.
Whilst the debate rages as to whether their present rink is revamped or they find a new home in a proposed state-of-the-art Olympic Winter Sports Centre, on the ice the Panthers will surely remain a major player in all competitions.
We're still a very competitive team. We probably don't spend as much money as some of the other clubs, but I feel we have the type of team that can trouble anyone.
In a pulsating quarter-final against Basingstoke, they showed the skill and character needed to make sure the Benson and Hedges Cup spends another 12 months in Nottingham, and in the quest to win it again, you can be sure they'll be pulling out all the stops. Well, who'll be calling the tune in this first leg of the semi-final between the Hawks and the Panthers? You can see the second and third periods live and exclusive here on Sky Sports, coming very shortly indeed after the highlights of the first period with the commentators Bob Correll and, first of all, Tony Millard.
On the chase is Ashley Tate. Tate has Adey with him. In goes Blaisdell. Taylor's back on point. Durdle is back here too. Comes out to Taylor. Taylor gets it around. They're going to play this around. There's a minute to go on the power play. Adey gets it across. The snap shot from Durdle puts Panthers in front. The first power play of the game. And the scorer is Darren Durdle. His 10th goal in the Benson and the Hedges this year.
Although big Darren Durdle plays defense, he's very much an offensive threat, taking the cross-ice pass there and making a no-mistake one-time shot to beat John Wolfe for the first goal of the game.
Neil Morgan trying to get his man away, and does. Shot goes in, 22, brilliant goal there from Paul Adey. His 17th in the Benson and Hedges, the second power play goal of the game coming the way of Nottingham Panthers.
He's the big shooter, Paul Adey. He picks up a bit of an errant puck, just steps in around the hash marks at the dot there, lets the slap shot go to beat John Wolfe. He just moves right into this. Watch the power he puts in this shot. Look where his head is. He's knowing where he's going to shoot this puck the whole time.
Pinnington tries to get the puck held up in the zone, defensive zone, but away quickly. Hard skating comes Paul Adey. Down the right flank, skips inside his man. Can he get a chance here? Adey knocks it in, and the puck finishes up in the net. The finish might have come from Simon Hunt, but it was certainly Paul Adey that made all the going to make it 3-0.
The play is never over until the whistle blows. Paul Adey getting a burst of speed here and cutting inside on Mark Hazelhurst of the Humberside Hawks. He doesn't have much room here, but Simon Hunt comes into the play to just knock that puck into the net. No room here for Paul Adey, nothing at all. Simon Hunt, the controversy is right there. You can see it just bangs off him and goes into the net.
Well, pretty impressive stuff really there from the Nottingham Panthers in the opening period. They're leading by 3-0. And the Humberside Hawks have got some work to do, haven't they? Although they've made a big reputation for themselves as the comeback kids so far. The period's still coming. It's going to be pretty exciting, I'm sure. Make sure you don't nod off. Enjoy the live action coming shortly.
You're watching Sky Sports.
I've had the privilege.
We've had the privilege.
Yeah, I've had the privilege.
I've had the privilege.
Have you had the privilege yet? Carling Premier. In a world that's losing its head, a lager that doesn't.
To keep up with the march of technology, NatWest's new business startup guide comes with planning software.
Go. What is all this about fibre? This has got fibre in it, whereas this has got just taste in it. Not gorgeous. Gorgeous. Stop.
If you're paying over £400 for motor insurance, it's time you had the privilege.
They welcome young drivers too.
With excellent cover at highly competitive prices.
In fact, you could save £150 or more.
Isn't it time you had the privilege?
Two of the biggest fights possible are taking place next Saturday night. Only Sky Sports will be at both venues live. He's the biggest name in heavyweight boxing, and his first comeback fight to be televised live.
Tyson is back.
They met in '92. They met in '93. It's 1-1, and the greatest rivalry in heavyweight boxing is about to be decided in Bo Holyfield 3. Big-time boxing through the night next Saturday night with full replay Sunday morning, only on Sky Sports.
The Nottingham Panthers leading by 3-0 at the end of the first period. The Humberside Hawks at home in the first leg of this semi-final between the two sides. 3 goals and just ahead on shots on goal as well, 12-8 the Nottingham Panthers. They've taken more penalties, the Hawks, and on the power plays, you can see there they've done very well, the Nottingham Panthers, scoring 2 of their 3 power plays as well. So a pretty good first period for the Nottingham Panthers. The Humberside Hawks have an awful lot of work to do, but as I was saying a few moments ago, they actually do have a very good reputation for coming back late in the game. Let's go and catch up now with Gia, who's down ringside.
I am indeed. I'm with some Humberside fans. Now, you guys, you're not winning, but this is the guy who's keeping the spirits up. Your name is Adam. You've got a drum here. You can probably hear it at home. Give us a little go on that drum here. Is that loud at home? It's like burning my eardrum here. Now, I just want to talk to Katie here. I talked to Katie last week. Katie, what does your mom do for the Hawks?
She's the physio for the Hawks.
And what does she do for them?
She treats them if they're injured. And
yeah?
Yeah.
That's what my dad does, actually, as well. So We've got a little connection going here. All right, well, let's go upstairs. I think Bob's up there with Steve.
Yes, he is. Thanks very much indeed. Bob Corral. First period, Nottingham Panthers very much the team in control.
Taking advantage of their power play opportunities, Steve, and capitalizing on two of them anyway. And I'll tell you, you don't want to let them have a power play. And I'm sure that Coach John Griffiths of the Humberside Hawks will be saying that to his players between periods.
Well, they got 3 goals. The third of them was scored by Paul Adey. A little bit of controversy maybe about this third goal, though, Bob.
Well, perhaps on how the goal actually went in. Paul Adey making a very nice move here, just going around Mark Hazelhurst and sort of turning him inside a little bit there. But anyways, by the time he actually gains possession of the puck, he's running out of room. He really doesn't have anything to shoot at this stage, but he just elects to try and bang it home somehow. And Simon Hunt's in the crease. There's no question about it. How he got there, I believe he was pushed by Scott Young, but that goal stands.
So we should clear that up a little bit, Bob. If he's in the crease but he's pushed it, that's okay. If he isn't, well, then that should have been ruled out.
It should have been ruled out, but you know, it's a very controversial issue, and obviously we have the advantage of replays, but the referee doesn't have that all the time. And I do believe that Simon Hunt was pushed into the crease, and whether or not that puck actually just tipped off him to go into the net is another question, but clearly the goal should stand.
Okay, Bob, well, you've got to rush off and do commentary on the second period. So we're also going now to get the action with our other main commentator, and that's Tony Millar.
Yes, of course, the rink empty at the moment as we wait for the teams to come out here in the second period, and there's a mounting decline for Humberside Hawks. But let's have a check on their lineup here. John Wolfe, so impressive in goals, so busy last week when we covered them. Phil Huber grabbed 2 goals last week. The impressive Canadian Derek Laxdale, number 9. Norman Pinnington so busy up front. Big Mark Hazelhurst piling up the penalties so far this season. Mike Kindred played his part. And the youngsters there, Hobson and Parkin, well, we may see something of them later on. Nottingham Panthers playing with less men tonight, but Scott O'Connor so impressive in goal. The big and effective captain, Garth Premack. AJ Kellum in his first season in British ice hockey. Big English defenceman, boarding candidate Graham Waghorn, and the impressive young Ashley Tate. Paul Adey, of course, so influential in this game so far. Mike Blaisdell, of course, their player coach, and Neil Morgan, who laid on the third goal for Paul Adey. The fans are enjoying this, and certainly those fans from Nottingham Panthers are probably enjoying it more than the home fans here in this Humberside Ice Arena, because they know it's their team in front, and we're waiting for the teams to come out. The Panthers are here in force. They've made the journey across from the East Midlands, but the home fans too are here in this rink, and as we heard earlier on, they're banging the drums in support of their favourites, the Humberside Hawks, who enjoyed a 9-7 win at Slough last night, so they're not totally devoid of form, but they have to do something to pull it back here tonight. But their fans, it seems, are not downhearted. Well, the atmosphere building up here in this second period, but we know the Humberside Hawks want their fans behind them. They're going to have the big men there, and certainly Bishop playing a big part as he goes to the box for the moment as they introduce their starting lineup for the period. The Panthers come skating out there. They're in confident mood at the moment, despite a defeat last night at the hands of Basingstoke 6-5. The capacity of this arena just under 2,000, and it certainly is well nigh full here this evening for this Benson and Hedges Cup semi-final first leg. They're looking at their programme. They too are checking on the lineups. They're certainly enjoying their hockey here this evening, albeit those home fans perhaps not enjoying it as much as those in yellow and black around the stadium. And there John Griffiths, the Humberside coach, knows that he has a lot to do to perhaps cajole and motivate his team into action to redress this 3-0 balance. And Bob Carroll has joined me back up here. Bob, they have a mountain to climb. What are his tactics going to be?
Number 1, stay out of the penalty box. I think that, you know, when they've played at full strength against the Nottingham Panthers, they have had some success. They've got to try and find a way to beat Scott O'Connor into Nottingham nets early in this period and get themselves back into this game.
Those penalties, though, certainly costing dear, because 2 of the goals came on power plays, and they can, well, not afford perhaps to do that.
Anytime you're playing shorthanded, especially in clutch game situations, you know, perhaps if it's a league game, you've got a little bit of a tendency and leeway, but not when you get into the semifinals of the Benson and Hedges. Everything counts.
Well, we've got all the teams out there, but we're still awaiting the officials that normally might expect to see them out here earlier. The players perhaps getting a shade impatient, and those officials still seemingly in their dressing room. But they'll be here in a moment. And John Moore is the referee this evening from Chatham in Kent. And the two men with him are Terry Young and Lee Young, father and son. That's a unique thing, Bob.
It is. They're doing a very good job tonight, though. They're not letting this game get out of hand, you know. The thing is there's a lot of hitting going on, tempers start to flare, etc., etc. But nonetheless, John Moore is jumping on the guys. He's saying, fellas, let's keep the play moving. Let's let the game happen.
And that's exactly what's going to happen now. The game is going to happen as John Moore starts the face-off, and Garth Premack has Graham Wackhorn with him as Ashley Tate comes away. But now we can see that the Hawks are going to pressurise the Panthers and try and get that puck deep in that zone as Ashley Tate comes away for Panthers. The dangerous Paul Adey on his right. Moving in quickly is Morgan in front of the goal. But that one is wild and wide as Kindred regains possession for Hawks, and they come away. Bill Huber. Premack provides the cover. Stays firm. Panthers come out with Paul Adey. Adey fails to control that one and almost does Kindred get it back for Hawks. But Ashley Tate is there, being held by Big Hazelhurst. Down to Adey. Puck deep inside the Hawks defensive zone, out to the edge of the crease. Can he get a shot away? 21 is Tate. But the cover is good, and away come Panthers with Huber. Hawks rather, with Huber. Laxdale in front of him. Huber round behind the net. Checks back. Kindred has a half-hearted shot on goal, and Scott O'Connor had no difficulty in stopping that one.
Scott O'Connor doing a tremendous job for the Nottingham Panthers in this situation. He's just hanging on to that puck. He knows there's a lot of guys hanging around him there that can actually score a goal. That's one of the reasons why goalkeepers do that. They want to hang on to that puck just to perhaps create a stoppage in play, and once again let their own team get a bit more composure.
And Scott O'Connor has one of the best records among the goaltenders around at the moment with a 90.7 save percentage, and that's pretty effective. Trevor Bardell round behind the net. His second game for the Hawks, his first Benton to Hedges Cup tie for them. David Standing is chasing. So we're in the second period. 18 minutes and 32 seconds remaining on the second period. Remember, 3 20-minute periods here in ice hockey. Time out for stoppages. And you can see even the mathematicians among you will know you're playing 1 minute and 28 seconds of this second period.
That face-off being created there. John Moore whistling the play down because the net had come off in the Nottingham zone.
And the shot goes in, and Scott O'Connor knocks it down well. This Scott O'Connor here is playing his part. We've seen some good goaltending in our matches on Sky so far this year, Bob, and really look at this save.
The importance of a face-off and the shot right off the bat there. But Nottingham doing a good job as well, not only to hang on and cover up, but defensemen taking their man in front of the net.
And of course the mask on the top of his head showing an expression that he might portray under that mask. As Simon Hunt comes away, checks back. Webber's in front of him. Blaisdell gets away. Player coach number 24 for Panthers. Playing it deep round behind the net where John Wolford is that knocks it away for Hawks. The captain is Mike Bishop that finally deflects the clearance for Hawks. But it's Taylor. Chuck Taylor turns it round. And away they come again, this rampant Nottingham side. Hunt, hard skating. There's not much of him. But he certainly knows what it's about. Round behind the net. Here come the Hawks. Can they get it out? Yes, they do. The skater is Pennington. A poke check in defence from Durdle. A change on the fly. Bodies coming out thick and fast. And 5 men all changed in a matter of split seconds away from the Hawks bench. And now it's the turn of the Panthers to change on the fly. And they change all bar Darren Durdle. In a matter of seconds, both teams effectively changing completely as the puck is knocked out, and perhaps the rush was not really needed.
We spoke earlier on about Humberside and depth and strength within their bench. They'll be looking to try and play 3 lines, but this man here, Scott Young, will be seeing a lot of ice time tonight. They key on him very much, not only defensively, but as we've discussed before, he can score goals.
Well, goals are certainly necessary for the Humberside Hawks if they're going to get back in this cup, because there is another leg to go, but that's up at Nottingham next Sunday, and 3-0 down at home is perhaps, or certainly not what they wanted. Premack. For Panthers, 80 on his right, 80 looking dangerous throughout, with a hand or a stick, should I say, in all 3 goals so far. Scored 2 and assisted on the other one. Here he comes, hard skating. 80 has Morgan trailing, gets it back looking for Premack, but the Hawks read it well, and it's Kindred that breaks well with a lively Scott Young down the left. Kindred following it around behind. Blaisdell it is that clears the danger. Gets it out to Huber. Huber tries to hold it in, but loses out to 80. And 80 has a chance to get forward once again. Gets the slap shot away. Knocked away in the end by Scott Young. But still round behind and deep in the Hawk zone. The fans are making a noise. Here comes Scott Young, hard skating, big, bulldozing his way through. Well read though for the Panthers. And they come, it's 3-2 with Randall Webber. Simon Hunt's on his right. Blaisdell goes down the left. There goes the shot. It's on target.
Randall Webber grew up in Nottingham, but was actually born in Canada, and he's part of the Nottingham Junior Development System. He's the guy with a slap shot here as he lets the puck go. John Wolfe gets a piece of it. It goes up over the plexiglass, so we'll have a face-off deep in Humberside territory.
And that face-off, number 44, Randall Webber, is there. Simon Hunt's on his right. Can they get it back? Shot knocked down by John Wolfe. Bishop clears the danger. Durdle shadows Pinnington, but David Standing is skating fast and hard. Chuck Taylor, but Standing wins it back and tries to force it in, and the goal once again comes adrift. These goal nets tonight, Bob, don't seem too firmly anchored.
They don't. That's a 2-case scenario, though. We have a situation where, you know, if a goal net, I should say, is too stiff, players can go into it, fall into it, and they'll end up hurting themselves. That's the purpose by perhaps having a goal net a little bit freer. So if a player does in fact hit it, he's got to hit it a little harder for it to come off. In the same breath, he's not going to get injured.
Well, it's Chuck Taylor, in fact, sent to the penalty box there, which means we've got a power play coming the way of the Humberside Hawks.
Chuck Taylor, player, managing director, or former managing director of the Telford Tigers in the First Division, and he's been around British ice hockey for a number of years.
So the power play for the Humberside Hawks. 13 seasons, in fact, Chuck Taylor has played in British ice hockey and certainly makes his presence felt here. But Panthers have to do without him now, and this could be a valuable power play opportunity as Laxdale gets the shot away for the Hawks. But it's wide as Young follows up well. Bishop is back on point. Round behind the net, comes out, in fact, to Bishop. Can he get the shot away? Yes, he does. And the near immaculate Scott O'Connor produces another telling save.
The big shooters for Humberside being Scott Young and Mike Bishop. Mike Bishop tees this one up. Lots of action in front of Scott O'Connor, but he sees it and just covers up. Boy, he lets this one go, I'll tell you, all the way through. Scott O'Connor sees it and hangs on to that rebound. That's the important part of that play.
Scott O'Connor looks like he enjoyed this one as Bishop gains possession. Young gets the shot away. O'Connor watches it go by. O'Connor comes across and saves that with his pads from Laxdale. A great save, that one. As the Panthers clear it up the ice. No icing call, of course, because they're short-handed, and Young brings it away for the Hawks. The game livening up. Surely there's an offside call there because Laxdale went in early. The goal chance wasn't taken anyway.
Scott Young just stepping over his blue line because he sees Derek Laxdale, who's on the blue line, to put him in alone. Offside the call there as Laxdale just left a little too soon.
Number 24.
So there's never a better chance here now because Paul Adey is in the penalty box, and certainly with also Chuck Taylor there and still 1 minute and 24 seconds of Chuck Taylor's penalty to go, well, numbers are certainly grossly in favour of the Humberside Hawks now. It's 5-3 on the ice.
Lots of room for Humberside to maneuver and move that puck around, and that's certainly what they'll be trying to do. In a power play situation, you always try and key on one player of the opposition. Two guys on one of them, a 2-on-1 situation. Let's see what happens.
Well, the mathematics come. 2-on-1 is required. 5-on-3 it is overall as they build. Bishop has Laxdale in front, and away they go. Scott O'Connor is going to kill that down dead. But it does mean a face-off, Bob, in exactly where the Humberside Hawks want it, and they can play the puck around in that zone.
Strategically, before Huber takes this face-off, watch where he places his players. He'll be talking to him. Look at, you can tell he's going to try and get that puck back by the way he put his hands on the stick.
Young to Laxdale. Who's going to get the shot away? Laxdale's looking for it. There's Bishop. Bishop gets it away. Laxdale scores! The first goal pulled back. A magnificent effort from Derek Laxdale.
A mirror image of Nottingham's first goal. The puck coming across to Bishop, right across the ice to Laxdale for a one-timer, just underneath the sprawling Scott O'Connor. That cross-ice pass, the one-timer, Scott O'Connor has no chance on that.
Well, Derek Laxdale's 14th goal in the Benson and Hedges this year.
One-timer, she's in the net.
The assist going to Bishop and Huber, but still the power play situation with 1 minute and 34 seconds remaining on this penalty to allow the Hawks possibly to get back in the game. The puck in the neutral zone with Bishop. Huber, Laxdale's with him, the scorer. Huber fetched down. Puck cleared right up the ice by the Panthers.
It's important that the Humberside Hawks actually scored that goal before the first penalty was served, so that way they still take advantage of a power play opportunity even though they had scored a goal.
And still playing it about because they have superior numbers here. Hawks 1, Panthers 3. Puck round the back of the net. Just under 14 minutes remaining on the period.
There'll be some controversy here on this call. Nottingham will be asking why this puck is not coming out into the neutralized territory as a result of the freeze. But you can see that it's Graham Waghorn who's actually freezing the puck in the zone. As a result of that, the puck stays in their defensive zone or Humberside's offensive zone for the face-off.
51 seconds remaining on the power play, the way of the Humberside Hawks. The big men, Bishop and Young, are back on point. Huber's there for the face-off. Laxdale taking it now. Kindred's with him too, and the puck cleared out of the defensive zone by the battling Panthers. 3-1 they lead. And here they come once again. Brought out, hard skating here. Kindred's going in. Lovely pass. Young could get the shot away. It's deflected wide. It comes off the plexiglass and in the goal net. Oh, well. But here come Panthers at the other end. Chance of a short-handed goal, but a lovely save by Wolf from Morgan.
Oh boy, this is a beauty of a play, but you never let it happen, I'll tell you. Scott Young going in on the net at the far end, and this is what results with Neil Morgan actually getting an opportunity there. The puck came around the glass outside. Neil Morgan was there to pick the puck up to get the shot on John Wolf.
Well, the power play is now gone, of course, because Bishop's into the box for the 2-minute penalty for tripping. 24 seconds remain with the team's level, and if it stays like that, the power play will revert to the Nottingham Panthers.
We were just speaking about that puck coming right out of the zone. You have to make sure that when you're getting a shot and everybody's moving forward that you don't miss the net. Otherwise, it comes out of the zone, and it creates a scoring opportunity for the other team.
John Griffith there, the Humberside Hawks coach, though, Bob, must be a little bit upset about that penalty on Bishop because they were starting to get on top.
They were, and when you're in a power play opportunity, you don't like to take a penalty and lose that opportunity.
But Scott Young has an opportunity now on the break if he can get the shot away. Fine defensive work there by Chuck Taylor. Cleared out to Young again. But Taylor's right with him to kill the puck stone dead, right in front of the penalty box entrance there. And Panthers are back to strength with Paul Adey coming back onto the ice, which now means that Panthers have a power play in their favour.
Scott Young of the Humberside Hawks, he's been skating miles out there all night. You would think that the Humberside Hawks would have some sort of advantage here with the bench coach being behind the bench in John Griffiths. Nottingham's approach is using Mike Blaisdell as a player coach. Although they do have somebody running the bench, he primarily makes the shots and the calls, although he's still playing himself.
So Panthers having their chance to get forward with a man advantage as Paul Adey with 2 goals for his name already. But good work there by Ramsey. Alley keeps the puck out of the defensive zone, but there goes big Darren Durdle, leaving the puck for the trailing Paul Adey. He has men back on point. Simon Hunt with the slap shot. John Wolf's equal to it.
Big Darren Durdle right in the crease area looking for any sort of rebound, but they have him there for a reason because he's 6'3" tall and he weighs about 220 pounds, as does this man here, Mike Bishop. He's the captain of the Hawks.
Just over a minute remaining on the penalty then for Bishop. As Chuck Taylor comes back to start the power play for Nottingham Panthers. Darren Durdle's with him too. They're going to build this. Blaisdell's influential both on and off the ice. Covers well from Alley, and it's Laxdell that eventually clears it out of the defensive zone with just 40 seconds remaining on that penalty. Here comes Adey. Adey, could he complete a hat-trick? Gets it back to Hunt. Hunt gets the shot in, but it's just wide. Almost taking advantage of that. Just under half a minute remaining on the power play. Durdle gets into the edge of the crease, but there's going to be something called here. Referee didn't like what went on there.
The net coming off its mooring once again in the Humberside zone. The referee has to whistle the play dead and take the face off as it transpires. In this case, it's Durdle knocking it off the moorings there. The puck comes out of the zone. He whistles the play down. The puck comes out into neutral ice territory.
20 seconds remaining on the Panthers power play. And the influential Adey takes the face off. But it's cleared up the ice by Hazelhurst. Seconds remaining on the penalty at the moment. As Panthers come forward, could this be their last chance to take advantage on the power play as Morgan goes in? Good defensive work by Scott Young. Back to Premack. Whacked away, takes a deflection as Tate's shot goes in, and there is Morgan! As the man came back on the ice, technically it was a power play goal, and Morgan has scored the 4th for Panthers.
The key issue is the shot from the point, and nothing moves faster than the puck. Great pass here by Darren Durdle to find Neil Morgan all alone in front of the net, and he's got nothing else to do but put it into the empty net. The pass from Durdle, John Wolf out of the play, Neil Morgan makes it count.
And Paul Adey once again, who's now had a stick at least in all 4 goals. 2 goals, 2 assists. The finish came from Morgan, but Adey's so involved in the build-up with Durdle. Kellum gets the shot away for Panthers. 11.5 minutes remaining on the period. The advantage, and certainly that penalty on Bishop as Panthers lead 4-1 has cost them dear for the Humberside Hawks. And Bob, really that was a very important penalty. They were just getting on top. He went to the box and it all changed round.
It did. A very important goal, though, as well for the Nottingham Panthers, because Humberside were trying and coming on well. They were starting to create some activity and gaining momentum. That just puts a little bit of a stuffing into their sail.
So, Bishop for Humberside. Bishop The puck right up and hits our camera. Well, a cameraman, he could do a job in goal if he could put his skates on.
You'll be wondering whether he should be wearing a helmet or not, but nice save over there. Little bit of an errant puck. Just comes right up into the cheap seats.
Well, he's got a lens and not a glove hand, but that was wholly effective as Huber comes away. Huber gets the slap shot away, knocked down brilliantly once again by Scott O'Connor, who's just conceded one all night so far, and Panthers are in control.
Whoa, Huber just takes the slap shot, but watch, that actually hits the bar and goes into the stands. Scott O'Connor will be happy about that one.
Well, the face-off then just outside the Nottingham Panthers defensive zone. Linesman Terry Young with that face-off. 4-1 to Nottingham Panthers.
Anytime a puck hits a part of the pipework in that net, the goaltender is thankful, I can tell you. It's like he's having luck that night.
Chance on ice for Matt Trickett to get a few minutes of ice time. Back to skipper Garth Premack. Premack fires the puck in, but they chase, and John Wolfe has to be alert to that to set the Hawks away. Young loses his man as Wackhorn takes a dive, and Young takes it round behind the net, tries to pick it out to the man on the edge of the crease, but in the end they regain their composure, and Nottingham Panthers clear the puck right up the ice and produce an icing call with the face-off right back in their defensive zone. They really wanted to change their lines then, I think.
A little bit of what we call a pick play there, with a Nottingham defenseman actually maybe perhaps catching himself in a bit of a rut in the ice or something. Scott Young was able to actually go right in alone on Scott O'Connor, but ran out of room at the end of the day.
Well, certainly we know that penalties have cost Humberside dear, because for my money, well, 3 of those Panthers goals have come with Hawks effectively short-handed, although Bishop technically, I suppose, was on the ice when that puck went in for the last one.
I know our statistician, Gordon Wade, he'll say that that's a power play goal because effectively Bishop wasn't in the play when it happened.
So here comes David Standing, but we're saying 3 power play goals so far, and that is what is telling here. 4-1 it is for the Panthers as Hazelhurst gets it, plays the puck in, but Darren Durdle, so influential and effective here tonight for the Nottingham Panthers. 1 goal, 1 assist, and stayed calm for much of the evening. As Blaisdell, his player coach, collects the puck, Randall Webber goes on a skate. Blaisdell steps inside. Good cover from Bishop. They don't get it outside the defensive zone. They do now, and here comes Bishop. He's skating hard. The cover's there from Chuck Taylor, wholly effective, but David Standing eases it out and gets it back. Can they do something with this? Bardell misses it. Eventually Panthers come away, and if they can get it to Randall Webber, well, he's not going to. And a little bit of fun going on there over on the far side, and certainly this is livening up here with Panthers leading 4-1.
Norman Pennington finding himself going into the penalty box on a 2-minute penalty for holding. Nottingham were on a 2-on-1 situation there. Pennington knew that he had to get himself back into the play or he was going to get into trouble. He had to hold Simon Hunt back. As a result, he has to pay the price in 2 minutes.
Well, Sir Norman Pennington in the penalty box, and this is another power play of the way of Nottingham Panthers, who've been pretty effective in these situations so far tonight, with 3 of the goals coming in those circumstances, 3 of their 4. Premack and Durdle back on point if they can get the puck back there for one of them to get the shot away. Tate goes in, Tate gets his shot away, but it's wide. Round behind the net goes Simon Hunt. Eases it out. There goes the slap shot, takes a deflection, and up in the more expensive seats that time.
Darren Durdle, and I think we have to classify him as a very dominant offensive defenseman. He's out on the ice all the time, carries a big load of ice time, but boy, I'll tell you, he's always there. Big part of the club goes back to '89. This is his 2nd stint with the Nottingham Panthers, and the last time he was there, they won the Wembley Championship.
Well, who knows? The 32-year-old from Gimli in Canada, playing his big part here as Durdle, as that man comes away again. Powerful skating. Can he get the shot away? Leads it to Morgan. Deflected away, but only just. Morgan could have had a second goal then, so desperately close. The short-handed Hawks clear it up deep into the Panthers' defensive zone, and of course, because they're short-handed, no icing call, but away come Panthers. And if AD collects this, it's surely across 2 lines and offside.
Paul Adey letting that shot go anyways. This is one of the things that teams don't like, if you take the shot after the play is actually stopped. Durdle looking for that cross-ice pass to Paul Adey, just a little bit behind him. Offside pass or 2-line pass call, but at that stage, the whistle had actually gone.
So the face-off back in the Panthers' defensive zone. Panthers still on the power play with Pennington for Hawks in the penalty box. This time, big Darren Durdle comes forward again. Paul Adey tries to keep control but doesn't. There'll be an offside call if Panthers regain possession, but it's Bishop that picks it up and clears it outside the defensive zone for the Hawks to give them a breather with 48 seconds remaining on the penalty as Morgan comes away. Flips it inside, but it's read well and cleared up the ice again for the Hawks. Scott O'Connor plays it to Durdle. Durdle has more players that he can cope with as it's collected just inside the red line there by Morgan, who has AD on his right, but the man skating in on the far side was the man that produced the offside call as he went in too quick.
It's perhaps a bit difficult to see, but Nottingham play a player very, very high, and then he comes back into the play. And the reason why they do that is to force Humberside's defense to move back into their zone. As a result, it's a lot easier for Nottingham to come back out of their zone on the power play.
Well, they've got to do this once again, and they build from the back as Chuck Taylor comes away and collects the puck behind his own net. There's a man skating up front, waiting for the pass, and it's Webber, because he'd gone in too early once again, but only just, and certain members of the Panthers team don't agree that.
He's smiling about that, Randall Webber. He says there's no way that that's an offside pass, but it's going back into Nottingham territory as a result of it. Once again, Nottingham using that high man. It happened to be Randall Webber at that stage. That forces Humberside to back out of the zone, lose the forecheck, and enable themselves to come out of their own zone a lot easier.
15 seconds remaining on the penalty of Norman Pennington sitting in the box, which has meant the Hawks are short-handed. And it's Simon Hunt plays it round behind the net for Blaisdell to flick it out, and does so all the way up the ice, and now the chase will be on as Pennington comes back, and he can chase it, and he does. The Panthers can pull it out. It's held in by Hazelhurst. A chance here to get back in the game as the puck goes across somewhat off the ice. Not giving a great chance from Kindred, who knocks it down here, and Hazelhurst can get his shot away. But it's Durdle on the break. A mistake by Hazelhurst. Could this be number 5 for Nottingham Panthers? It is! Darren Durdle's second goal of the game makes it Hawks 1, Panthers 5.
Here's one opportunity. We're actually losing the puck paid off. Darren Durdle jumping on that advantage and going in alone. He tries to make a move, but forgets the puck and just lets it go in behind John Wolfe. On the reverse angle, Durdle has plenty of time, tries to make the move. John Wolfe commits to him, but the puck stays there. Watch John Wolfe move on this. He tries to move, the puck stays on the same side for Durdle's second goal.
The wing there. He knows that that's possibly turned it that way. Darren Durdle's second of the game, and certainly on the break. He skated from the red line, but now here comes Paul Adey with the shot. Kicked away by Wolfe, and Panthers are starting to run away with this game a little bit now.
They have to be pleased with the results so far. Up by 4 goals, I should say, and in the other team's building.
Adey gets it clear away as here come Panthers with Tate. Tate hits it out, and there's going to be a call here because he hit that from inside the blue line. It was collected on the other side of the red line, and Bob, as you've called so often, a 2-line pass is offside.
It is. Nottingham taking full advantage of this. We speak about it and we speak about it, but they're trying to stop Humberside from pressing in the offensive zone. They're making and forcing them to go back. They know that they have to score goals, so as a result of that, could be problems.
And the Nottingham bench there showing enthusiasm, and so would you at 5-1 up away from home. Premack takes the check behind the goal. 80's knocked in. Bishop retains possession and kicks the puck into Huber. Huber has Kindred with him, but Panthers are staying calm. And away they come once again, and a lovely pass puts Morgan away. He's got a man on the far side. Can he get it across? The cover is effective there from the very busy Scott Young. And here come the Hawks now, and Young picks up the puck, having come out of his defensive zone, skates hard, loses control, and 80 it is that tries to get it clear, but Bishop takes it back in, where Waghorn clears it, eventually only out as far as Huber this time. But Premack, the captain, takes it round behind his net and tries to create space, but Bishop gets the slap shot away. Can Kindred get this in? Oh, a brilliant save by the right foot of Scott O'Connor, who's playing like a man inspired. Tate, a chance here for Morgan. Morgan has 80 on his right. Can 80 get the shot away? And he does, and it's only just wide. End-to-end stuff here in the Humberside Ice Arena. But it's 5-1 to Panthers. Away comes Scott Young. Shot gets in. Again, the magical Scott O'Connor is down well. He's having quite a night.
Anytime the occasion is rose, he's been equal to it. Scott Young just inside the blue line takes that wicked slap shot that he possesses. But Scott Young struggles there, or Scott O'Connor, I should say, and he hangs on to that puck to create the faceoff.
16 shots have so far rained in on Scott O'Connor, and he's allowed one of them past him. Quite a game as Hazelhurst fires in another one. And this time it's Kindred, it's Pennington, and two successive saves. A quality there. There's a third and a fourth. The Scott O'Connor has it all happening round him. That was some action in that goal crease, and there's a penalty called here on one of the Panthers. I think it's Randall Webber that's going to have a take a march to the box.
Randall Webber taking a 2-minute penalty for interference. And I'll tell you, it was all happening right around the Nottingham nets. Humberside very unfortunate not to score a goal in this situation.
So an interference penalty on the valuable Randall Webber. There he is in the box then. 2-minute penalty for Randall Webber. And that means a power play coming the way of Humberside Hawks with just over 4.5 minutes in the period remaining. And really, this power play has to count for the Hawks.
If they want to get themselves back into this game, they need to get a goal out of this power play opportunity.
Scott Young brings it away with Bishop. Laxdell misses the pass and they chase it in. Puck goes right back up the other end of the ice because that pass from inside the red line, Bob, over the far goal line. And of course, they are the team with the man advantage.
They are. A bit of controversy perhaps there. The linesman making the right call. The pass coming out of Humberside zone could have perhaps trickled off a Laxdell stick, but didn't. And the icing is called.
Just over 4 minutes remaining on the period. Away come the Hawks, 5-1 down, but on the power play with Scott Young spending a lot of time on the ice. He must be getting tired, but he continues to go forward. Eventually cleared out, but only to the blue line where David's standing first to get his shot away. And this time it's Chuck Taylor that clears the puck right up the ice with just under 4 minutes on the period remaining. Hawks 1, Panthers 5. Remember, Hawks the home side, but they have the power play at the moment. Here comes Bishop. Fires the puck deep in the zone. David Stanley's going round behind the net. Big Bishop, Big Mike Bishop thought he was brought down there, but can Scott Young get the shot away? And yes, he does! Scott Young has pulled it back with a power play goal for the Humberside Hawks. Scott Young's 17th goal in the Benson and Hedges this season.
Well deserved for Scott Young of the Hawks. He actually stops this pass from coming outside the zone, takes the wrist shot, and puts it upstairs on Scott O'Connor. Nice move in the slot area by Scott Young, and gets that shot away on the off foot. foot to get Humberside's second goal. The move was the key in this situation. Scott O'Connor down, the puck going into the top part of the net.
And yet another power play goal in this game to make it Hawks 2, the Panthers 5, with just over 3 minutes remaining in this second period of a match that is coming alive with every move. Premack clears it against the plexiglass, but Kindred keeps it in for the Hawks. But it comes out again to Hazelhurst, so they have to skate out. But it's 80. But here comes Scott Young, who hardly seems to be off the ice all night. And that goal a few moments ago can give his team hope. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Knocked down, in fact, by Laxdale. Premack chases it round behind his own net for the Panthers. Tate's coming to help him. 80's on his right. It's 80 that picks up the puck. And they move forward. 2.5 minutes on the period. 5-2 to the Panthers, the away team here tonight. Premack to 80. Laxdale goes in. Hazelhurst collects possession on the edge, on the blue line, but surely it's Morgan that's going to get it out here, and he does, but only to Hazelhurst. Good cover there from Premack, who collects another stick as his seems to break on the ice. But Kindred, slight misunderstanding there, could surrender possession to 80s. Kindred has to recover well, and does. Panthers surely can't take this in because, yes, Durdle keeps it out because his man is deep in the attacking zone. But here comes Durdle with Morgan. Morgan gets the shot away, taken easily by John Wolfe.
Garth Premack breaking his stick on that last play, and as we've discussed before, if you break a stick, you have to drop it because in terms of the officials, they feel that that could perhaps injure a player. The broken stick has to be dropped. The player has to go to the bench to pick up a new stick.
He could hardly have collected that one more quickly. One of his teammates threw it straight out into his hands. And now the stick dropped by Pinnington this time, but Panthers keep it in as Blaisdell plays the puck around. Looks for a man on the crease. There isn't one. Pinnington takes it out. Tossed down to Webber as the shot goes in there, and John Wolfe is equal to that somehow. And really, they were in thick and fast there on the Humberside Hawks tender.
Mike Blaisdell, the player coach of the Nottingham Panthers, being the man on the end of that shot. And he has got some shot when he lets it go. And I'll tell you, I think he probably wished he'd have that one over again. It was a bit bobbling. The puck was bobbling coming out of the corner on that pass. Just bobbling just as about as it touched another player. But he gets the shot away anyways. Tell you, you won't want to give him too many chances around there because he'll put them home.
Minute and a half remaining on the period. 5-2 to the Panthers as Durdle flicks the puck forward and looks for his man, but Pinnington skates hard, withstanding. Bishop's on point, but Bishop loses possession. And there's another call there from the referee, who decides that it's Bishop this time, I think. No, it isn't. It's going to be one of the Nottingham Panthers that goes into the box, and it looks as if it's Hunt's third penalty of the game to leave a power play going the way of Humberside Hawks.
Simon Hunt taking 2-minute penalties for hooking. He's a feisty individual. Just trying to keep the puck in his own here. There's the hook taking place on standing.
So Simon Hunt, a hooking penalty means that he serves his third 2 minutes of the game, and the power play with 1 minute and 17 seconds remaining on the period, the way of Humberside Hawks. And here comes Scott Young. Can they get another power play goal? Huber round behind the net. Laxdale connects, gets it back to his own men. 2 on point, Young and Bishop. It's Young that gets the shot away, men in front of the crease. O'Connor is down to it well, and the Panthers clear it up the ice. The final touch from 80. With 47 seconds remaining, 45 seconds remaining now as they bring it out on the power play. Kindred round behind his own net. Around behind the attacking net as Ady fishes it out, and Ady comes clear. He has Morgan in front of him and set Morgan's away. A chance for the Panthers to get number 6, but John Wolfe is equal to it and knocking it down with 25 seconds remaining on the period. And still all of this period, or all of this time, can be taken up by the power play. John Wolfe pretty effective here, but he has conceded 5 goals tonight. It's Hawks 2, Panthers 5 with 25 seconds remaining here in the Humberside Ice Arena. It's the Benson and Hedges Cup semi-final first leg. Remember, the first semi-final first leg played just 24 hours earlier, and the Fife Flyers beat the Sheffield Steelers up at Kirkcaldy. Bishop with possession. Seconds remaining, perhaps the last chance of a decent attack here, but it's broken up, or it should have been, by Garth Premack, but he loses possession, and it's Graham Waghorn that clears the puck all the way up the ice, where John Wolfe goes round, kills the puck stone dead, and with seconds remaining, Young comes forward. That's long, that's high, that's knocked down, and it's the end of the second period of a game of ice hockey. We certainly have a game on our hands at the moment. Goals from Laxdell and Young put Humberside back in the game. Morgan and Durdle's efforts counted. Morgan's on a power play. Laxdell's on a double power play earlier on. And it all finished at the end of this period of Hawks 2, Panthers 5.
The conspirators will do anything to get their hands on Thomas Vane. Where am I? But they're not the only ones.
We're not them.
It's a nightmare.
What is this place? It's a place where you can be safe and have friends.
In broad daylight.
No one's a prisoner here.
The chase continues.
You're just not a team player, Tom.
Sponsored by Yorkie, Nowhere Man. Tuesday at 8, followed by Chicago Hope on Sky One Primetime.
Give up. God made me this shape. Who am I to argue? Have you thought of squash? Tried it. Tried cycling, jogging, badminton, high-impact aerobics. Oh, underwater aerobics with weights on. Try this. I even tried sex. And? Gave me an appetite.
This weekend at Halfords, save £2 on Castrol GTX. The Stop Lock 2 is down to only $22.99. And there's 20% off all Halfords trolley jacks. Halfords LED safety lights are only $9.99. And buy and collect your Christmas bike by the 6th of November and we'll give you a $14.99 shackle lock absolutely free. So get down to Halfords now.
Shell have removed about half the lead from 4-star petrol. So, if you want to halve the lead your car puts into the air, you don't need a new car. You just need a new petrol. Fill up at Shell and help make driving that little bit cleaner.
Welcome back to the Humberside Ice Arena, the Benson Hedges Cup semi-final first leg between the Nottingham Panthers and the Humberside Hawks, live here on Sky. And the Panthers, the Holers, leading by 5 goals to 2. Not much in it now, though, in terms of shots on goal. That's evened up a great deal. The Panthers have scored 3 power play goals, 3 out of 5. And the Hawks, who came back a bit in that period, having lost the first period 3-0, have scored a couple of power play goals as well. So it's pretty even in that period, but those 3 goals from the first period still doing all things as far as the Panthers are concerned to keep them out in front. Well, Bob Coral is back with me. Much tighter period, and the Humberside Hawks will be much happier with that.
Well, we can see the momentum starting to change a bit, Steve. We spoke about this earlier on. Nottingham having the short bench, not as many players on it. John Griffiths on the Humberside bench using all of his players. Nottingham perhaps starting to tire a little bit, the momentum going in favor of the Humberside Hawks.
Derek Laxdal was the player that opened the scoring for the Hawks in that second period.
Yeah, tremendous goal, and almost a mirror image of the goal scored by Darren Dirtle in the first period. One-time pass here, across the ice, and back again to Laxdal, who takes the shot on a one-timer and puts it in. That's the play that we saw with Dirtle in the first period. Same thing happening again. Once that puck crosses the ice and you get that one-timer away, it's awful difficult for the goaltender to come back and make the stop.
The penalty had actually been called there, but the penalty hadn't been executed. Explain the situation with that for us, Bob.
Well, we had a situation where Nottingham were 2 men short, okay? 2 men in the penalty box, but the first penalty was not over yet. So as a result of scoring that goal, the one player comes out of the penalty box, but the other player stays in. So it's very, very important to take advantage of scoring a goal once you're 2 men short, because it's like having 2 power plays.
Okay, that's pretty good timing on that goal then for the Humberside Hawks. But actually the Nottingham Panthers came back into the game, and the next goal was Neil Morgan.
This is another nice play because, once again, it's a bit of a cross-ice situation. The shot coming in here and going into the corner. But Darren Dirtle seals Neil Morgan all alone in front of the net. And once again, he's got nothing but empty space there to put that puck home.
That was another goal that had a penalty involved, although it was after the player had come back onto the ice, but it's almost like a power play goal.
Well, as we've discussed, Gordon Wade, our statistician, he would say that that was a power play goal. But in fact, Mike Bishop had come onto the ice to nullify the power play, although he wasn't in fact in the play.
Okay, Bob, let's just go down now to ringside and join Gia.
Now, Mike Blazo, you guys have started out strong tonight. You started out strong last night, you ended up losing. How confident are you that you can win tonight?
Well, I think our game plan is working tonight. We're moving the puck well. They forecheck very well. They try to play the body. It's a physical game out there, but we're moving the puck well down low. We're coming out of our end quite well. I think we had a few slip-ups, and we have to stay out of the penalty box, though. I mean, they have a good power play. Both teams, I think, have taken some foolish penalties tonight, our side included, and there's no way you're going to win big games if you take the foolish penalty.
What are you guys going to do to have to keep your lead?
Well, I think we're going to try to, we're going to make sure that we've got the advantage in our own zone numerically. We're going to try not to get caught up the ice so that they get advantage breaks, so that's one thing we're going to do. We've got to keep taking the body, hit and pin, but we got to stay out of the penalty box. We got to dump it in a little more because I think their defense are starting to tire. Bishop and Young are out there a lot. They don't seem to come off the ice very often, and they're starting to make some mental mistakes as a result. They're looking tired. So if we can keep playing the body, dump the puck in now and again, we're going to use a few more players this period. I've got a little bit more bench strength than they do, I think, and you know, hopefully we can go back to our Nottingham for the second leg with a lead. But you know, anything can happen in this crazy game of hockey, as I found out last night.
All right, well, thank you very much. Go back to your locker room. It's back upstairs to Steve.
Mike Blaisdell's got to get himself ready to get back on the ice as a player coach. Actually, they got further ahead, 5-1 the Panthers, but then Scott Young got a goal back again for the Hawks just before the end of the period, Bob.
Well-deserved goal for Scott Young. I mean, you know, the guy's been skating miles out there all night, and as a result of that, I was very, very happy to actually see him get that goal. You know, that's a tremendous accomplishment for him. He's such an offensive defenseman. He actually knocks the puck down as it's going out of the zone. He just bats it down with his glove, makes a nice little move there. That's the key to the shot. He shoots on the off side of his foot, the wrong side of his foot. Scott O'Connor being down, the puck goes in the top part of the net to give Humberside their second goal.
Okay, a second goal there. That means that it's 5-2. That's the situation. The first period actually was 3-0 to the Nottingham Panthers. The second period, 2-2. So maybe it's time for the Humberside Hawks to win the third period. The crowd certainly are going to enjoy it. Make sure you enjoy it as well. Stay with us for coverage of the third period, exclusive live here on Sky.
You're watching Sky Sports.
Let's do it. The Miami Dolphins have sorely missed star quarterback Dan Marino. But tonight, he should be back as the Dolphins play host to the division leaders, Buffalo. Wow. The Bills at Miami, tonight at 9 on Sky Sports.
John Smith's extra smooth bitter slips down like a penguin through a trap door.
Go. What is all this about fibre? This has got fibre in it, whereas this has got just taste in it. Not gorgeous. Gorgeous. Stop.
You're watching Autumn Turn Gold, as Arthur's got a new minder, Gary Webster.
I'm appointing you my official bodyguard.
On the YTS, is he?
More funny business in the city, capital city. And Linda LaPlante's widows are about to become prime suspects.
How does a million split four ways sound?
What?
It's all the widows.
There's wartime drama in Danger UXB. With Anthony Andrews. You'll find a different breed of hero in Dad's Army. You've been watching UK Gold. Prime time all the time.
They don't like it up.
Tales of the Black Horse.
Morning, Posty.
The unfounded fear.
Ah, good boy, Scorcher. Oh. Bill.
And the bank would like to see us.
Now then, Mr. and Mrs. Cooper, I see from our records that you're overdrawn to the tune of 1 groat.
Should I bill them now, Master?
Go ahead, Mungo.
Fortunately, the Lloyd's Bank manager merely wished to invite them to a service review.
It's a chance for our new customers to tell us if there's any more that we can do to help.
Scorcher.
We'll shift some of your standing orders so they come after payday. Left-handed, eh? Perhaps you'd like one of our left-handed checkbooks.
Scorcher.
Not to worry, I'll put one in the post.
The service review, another legendary service from Lloyd's Bank.
The Humberside Hawks trailing in this first leg semi-final of the Benson & Hedges Cup. Their home leg against the Nottingham Panthers. The holders leading by 5 goals to 2. The third period coming up live here on Sky very shortly. Before that, it's time just to break the ice with a slippery old Leaf who likes to swap his stick for a rod.
He's a good hard skater with a nice hard shot.
Really easy going, but intense at the same time. He's got that kind of drive about him.
He often forgets the crowbar for his wallet, but other than that, I like him a lot.
Hi, my name is Derek Laxdal. I'm 29 years old, and I play for the Humberside Hawks. This is my first year in England, and I hope to play longer. When I first learned to skate, I think I was about 3 years old, and my dad taught me because he was a speed skater. I think my greatest moment was scoring my first NHL goal with Toronto Maple Leafs. My perfect day out would be getting up at 4 in the morning, going fishing out in the lake back home at night, have a nice barbecue, nice bottle of wine with the wife, put the kids to bed, and go for a nice walk along the beach back home. Well, I know of 3 girls who think a lot of me, and those are my little girls and my wife, and I think that's the only girls I know who think something of me. If I was an animal, I'd probably like to be a snake because they're really slippery and they kind of get anywhere they want to go. The worst habit would be chewing my nails. I'm a very bad nail biter. I think my biggest attribute would be that I'm an honest person and I'm a hard worker. I think I'd have to admire all my teammates in my team because if they can put up with me for a year, they're pretty special guys. I like the camaraderie among the guys and the teammates. I like the thrill of the game. I like the fans. I just like the passion of the sport. My ultimate ambition is to be successful, support my family, and be a kind, loving father.
Derek Laxdal will be looking to add to the goal that he scored already for the Hawks. They're trailing by 5 goals to 2 against the Nottingham Panthers. The holders just coming back onto the ice for the third period. You can see it coming up here now on Sky with commentators Bob Corral, And first of all, Tony Miller.
Yes, with Panthers 5-2 in front as we go into this period. And of course, they won't forget that last night in the league game, they were 5-1 up and lost 6-5, Bob. They must be conscious of that.
Mike Blaisdell, the coach of the Nottingham Panthers, will have this in the back of his mind, whether anyone likes it or not. And he'll be telling that to his guys. He'll say, these guys are a third period club. We've got to watch them. We've got to try and contain them, especially early.
And it's that third period that we're just about to witness now here. It's the Benson and Hedges Cup semi-final, first leg, third period. Humberside Hawks 2, Nottingham Panthers 5. 20 minutes of actual playing time remaining here in this Humberside ice arena. And the Hawks know that to stay in this tie, they've got to start scoring goals, and they've got to start scoring them quick.
They do, and they'll be keying on players like Derek Laxdal to try and do a job for them. Scott Young, you'll be seeing him push forward quite a bit more this period because he's going to look to his offensive capabilities to try and get Humberside a goal or two.
Well, the face-off, referee John Moore from Chatham sets it away for the third period here. And the linesman has seen something, and they're going to have to restart this, I think. Well, full start. They're not resetting the clock, but they are now. They've got a problem with the penalty as well, which the clock here in the rink is showing 37 seconds remaining on the penalty.
Reset it, that's it. It's okay, no problem, let's go.
So it's back to 43 seconds on the penalty, 20 minutes remaining on the period. The full start is corrected, and referee John Moore does it with a smile. As Darren Durdle goes back to collect the puck, knocked down for him by Scott O'Connor. And as the Panthers are short-handed, they can knock it all the way up the ice. No icing call, but it does allow Humberside Hawks, who are 5-2 down, to come away and try and pull this back on the power play. Bishop is there, Scott Young is there, Laxdal's on the edge of the crease. Can they get it out? They do to the edge of the crease. David Standing has a great opportunity, but it's still there. And can he get the shot away? The defensive cover. Morgan getting involved deeply there. Round behind the net, they get it out. Scott O'Connor's equal to it. And again, the net comes adrift. And the Hawks are very upset about that one because they thought they had a great goal chance.
The players never ever are very happy, especially when they've got an opportunity to score a goal and that puck comes off the moorings. Nottingham Panthers will be thankful for this one. Standing coming out from behind the net, he's got a couple of options there. He tries to get it to Laxdal, who tries to put the puck in the short side. But through controversy, the net comes off its moorings.
And that's happened very, very frequently so far tonight. But John Griffith there is looking pensive. What can he do to get his men going?
The momentum has changed a little bit, Tony. There's no question about it. Humberside are starting to roll a little bit. They've got to keep that happening.
That moustache is bristling from John Griffith with 5 seconds remaining on the penalty. It's round behind the Panthers' goal net, but here comes Blaisdell to clear it. It's they're going to get an offside call if they take it in. They don't. They ease it back to Hazelhurst. Hunt's back on ice. Waghorn clears it, clears the danger and takes it round behind his net. There's another penalty call here, and we're going to see another chance, perhaps, for a power play coming the way of the Hawks as Blaisdell goes into the box.
Nice little move there by Phil Huber, but Mike Blaisdell just manages to catch his skate, and he'll sit 2 minutes on a tripping call. We've got to speak about Mike Blaisdell. He coaches this club, he plays for this club, he's the heart of this club. You can't say enough about the guy. He's got a bit of a back problem, and this is what prevents him from perhaps playing full-time. I know that a lot of people say that Humberside, or Nottingham, I should say, should get another import, but because of the impact that he has on this team, he stays in the lineup.
John Wolfe desperately with the clearance there. Talking before the match here, and we understand that Blaisdell might be making way for another import in the forthcoming weeks because that appears to be the Panthers' plans. But Young gets the shot away. It's blocked, eventually cleared out only as far as Bishop eases it round the boards to Huber. Huber gets it back. Bishop gets the shot away. It's off target. 1.5 minutes or so remaining on the penalty, with Blaisdell in the box. But Young is trying to stop Tate chasing this one, and succeeds as Bishop gets there first and eases it round behind his own net to Huber. Huber in turn is going to skate forward. Finds the very busy and eager Scott Young, who has Laxdale with him. Laxdale can get this shot away, but he doesn't to Kindred. Kindred gets the shot, and it seems to strike the pad of Scott O'Connor, who's having a great night in the nets for Panthers. Scott Young, this should surely be in. Somehow, oh, there's a great pile-up, and they're going to claim a goal there. But who they give it to? Well, the net's come adrift, and the officials have got to sort this out.
Lots of controversy in front of the net. With a no-goal call because they'll say Phil Huber was in the crease when the puck went into the net. Scott Young with the puck at the point, unofficially taking a backhand there. Huber's in quite tight. He really has no opportunity to try and get that puck up in the air to score the goal. And of course, he pays the price. The backhand coming from Scott Young. Huber all alone in front of Scott O'Connor. But the puck making its way falsely into the net with all that controversy.
Not sure it even went in there in the end there, but never mind. Huber denied, Hawks denied. It's still 5-2 to the Panthers. Just under 18 minutes remaining in this match. Hawks desperate to get back in it. As Randall Webber throws the puck out with his hand. He's left without a stick. He collects his stick in the end. I haven't seen that happen before.
He didn't grab the puck and carry it. He grabbed it and threw it out of the zone. You're allowed to do that in your own zone. Good play, Randall Webber.
Laxdale with the shot just wide for the Hawks as they come forward. Thought he was playing at curling. The remarks on this ice for that very sport. Sticks flying everywhere. Panthers clear it. Scramble around the net there, and the Hawks are really battling to try and get back into this game with a vengeance. Of course, it's their power play, and Randall Webber can clear that way up, but only seconds remaining. In fact, Blaisdell is back on the ice. The power play is over. Both teams, or certainly Hawks, looking to change their lines, and immediately the chance coming away here. Could this be an opportunity? A great effort here, and there is Blaisdell back on the ice, and he could hardly have made his presence felt more quickly. Goal number 6 for the Panthers, and for Mike Blaisdell, his 6th goal in the Benson and Hedges this year.
So often you got to watch that player coming out of the penalty box. This time it's Mike Blaisdell. He just goes around John Wolfe and puts it in on the backhand. Blaisdell with a little bit of time here. Very nice move to go around John Wolfe to score the goal. Humberside will be a bit disappointed that they didn't have somebody or didn't know that Blaisdell was coming off the penalty bench.
Well, he came off the penalty bench, and the assist went to Darren Durdle, who provided a pass. 4 individual points in the match so far for Durdle, who's had such an influence, and now Panthers have opened up a 4-goal margin. Hawks with Mike Bishop. A chance for the Hawks to come forward, but really, is this all over, Bob, or can they come back?
I don't underestimate the Humberside Hawks. As a result of their record in previous games, they've been behind 5-6 goals. They still managed to come back. Don't underestimate the Humberside Hawks.
But they're up against a very hot goaltender there in Scott O'Connor, who somehow managed to see pucks when most people couldn't see a thing.
That's right. Bardell in there taking a whack at that puck as it came loose from Scott O'Connor, but his 90.7% save average works for him once again.
Well, he managed to get saves from nowhere here, but here come the Panthers here, and here's the influential lady who has Morgan with him. Morgan's going to fire the shot away, and Wolfe gathers that cleanly, even though Bishop seemed to screen him totally on the vision on that one.
Beautiful textbook 2-on-1 play there by the Nottingham Panthers. Paul Adey and Neil Morgan going in, with Mike Bishop being the lone Humberside defenseman back. John Wolfe having to make a very good save there.
Well, listen to those Panthers fans. They know their side is 6-2 in front, and next week they've got a home tie. So Panthers, the champions in this competition at the moment, looking for a final at Sheffield. There they go with a shot there, and Premack it is that gets that, only for Bishop, for Young to come away with it. Young certainly doesn't deserve to be on the losing side tonight. The amount of work he's getting through for the Humberside Hawks, and so too is big Mike Bishop, the captain there, bringing the puck out. Pinnington, but Morgan picks it up and sets his own team away here. Oh, and great cover as Ady tries to, it's Huber that robbed Ady first, and now it's Huber that comes away with it, with a penalty called as Tate goes down on the ice here. And the referee sends the influential Young to the penalty box for his third penalty of the game. And this really could be important in terms of another goal coming the way of Panthers to kill this one off, Bob.
Bill Huber going on the offense. Scott Young just trying to hold his man back from not getting back into the play, and he got caught on a 2-minute hooking call. But he's been a tremendous influence to the Hawks so far this evening. He's worked so hard, and like you say, you know, it's a bit disappointing with a scoreline because it certainly isn't through lack of effort from Scott Young.
Well, the power play to the Panthers, and the Hawks have to try and survive this without the hard-working Scott Young, but immediately they get the puck out of their defensive zone, and Standing it is that chases it to try and put the Panthers under pressure and stop them building. But here they come. Good, powerful skating here from Darren Durdle, already 2 goals so far tonight. The 6th power play coming the way of the Sheffield Steelers. Those have told, sorry, Nottingham Panthers rather. It is told tonight. As Taylor ducks it in, round behind the net. Tate knocks it down, Standing. 1.5 minutes remaining on the penalty. Morgan, Durdle round behind the net. Slap shot goes in from Ady, knocked away by Wolf. This time cleared out of the defensive zone and way up the ice by the short-handed Hawks. Hazelhurst goes on the chase. O'Connor manages to clear it out. Away comes Blaisdell. Good hard skating from the player coach. Has Hunt with him. Tries to get it across the crease. Nobody there to pick up the loose puck. Round behind the net. Can they get a shot away? Wolf blocks it from Ady. Ady's round behind the net. Has a choice as to where he goes. Chooses to take it out, and they're looking for the men on point. Chuck Taylor's back here on the near side. Blaisdell's got back onto the far side. Just under half a minute remaining on the penalty call. Round behind the net. Can they get the shot away? Hawks clear the danger. Panthers have to build again. They're going to change. Ady and Hunt going back onto the bench. Out comes Webber. Hunt, though, stays on the ice to pick up the pass and take the puck deep into the Hawks zone before sending it round towards Durdle, who has Webber and Taylor with him, but gets the shot in himself. And John Wolf knocks that down fairly comfortably. The penalty has ended, and they're back to straight.
Nice bit of penalty killing by the Humberside Hawks. They showed a lot of composure in their own zone throughout that 2 minutes, keeping the puck on the outside for the Nottingham Panthers. So if they were going to get a shot on goal or a scoring opportunity, it would be from a difficult angle. That's the only thing that you can hope to do in a situation like this.
Well, no chance of the team sitting down on those benches. They're all hanging over the barrier and wanting their own colleagues to do well. But it's 6-2 to the Panthers. Hawks have to pull it back. Panthers, remember, in a league game just a night ago, conceded 5 goals or a 5-1 lead to Basingstoke. But Hawks have a long way to go here. Here they go once again with Blaisdell in possession. Takes his time, gets it back to Waghorn on point. He sends it round the boards. Hunt picks up the loose puck. Doesn't do quite what he wants to. Webber is taken into the boards. Premack eases it round behind the net where Hazelhurst has Young with him. Just under 13 minutes and away come the Hawks. 2-6 down still. As Scott Young, they come forward, cheered on by their fans. Kindred manages to avoid the check from Hunt. Young picks up possession. If he gets the shot away here, he does, but it's just wide. Hazelhurst comes out in front, loose puck. Hawks fire it back. Kindred picks up possession, looks for the man on the crease. Once again, it seems the goal almost comes adrift, but this time manages to stay in place despite 2 fellas skating straight into it. Young with Huber. Hazelhurst. They're going to chase it in, but it's Trickett back on the ice. One of his rare occasions this evening for the Panthers to pick up possession. To Bishop, the captain for Humberside, hits the puck high, hits the roof and comes down and kills it stone dead.
Mike Bishop, former free agent signing by the Montreal Canadiens in the National Hockey League. He's originally from Colgate University, which is in New York State. He had a tremendous career there. The same applies to Scott Young. That's how the two know one another and both got to this country.
And now a chance for the Panthers, because the goaltender Wolf is going to have to come out for the Hawks and clear that. And he does that quite well. A very effective defensive clearance. Danger could have threatened there as Panthers fill with Chuck Taylor bringing the puck out of his defensive zone. Tate it is that tips over. But Kellum getting into the action. There goes a shot from Taylor. Cleared away by Wolf once again. Young for the Hawks as they try to conjure something up in this final period at 6-2 down. A lot of ground to make up. Darren Durdle sells a good dummy behind his own net and gets the puck out at the edge of the defensive zone, where Ashley Tate collects. He takes it down the boards, where he seems to be pulled down, but no call from the referee as Scott Young brings it out for the Hawks. Young loses possession. It's the busy Simon Hunt that has to hold it up. And Kellum has taken a tumble, and there's a penalty called here with Kellum. Oh dear, Scott Young decides to take issue with Ashley Tate there. And it is Scott Young going into the penalty box for his 4th penalty of the night.
Temper starting to flare. A.J. Kellum down on the ice as a result of a slash from Scott Young. But you can see the fury in his eyes. He's mad, I'll tell you that. The reason why is he felt that there should have been a tripping or a hooking call called against him when he was coming out of his own zone with the puck. Kellum down on the ice. Ashley Tate coming to his own fellow teammate's rescue. Scott Young makes short change of that as well.
Well, Scott Young is put out of the game by the referee for his actions there, Bob, and that is really going to hit the Hawks' chances of any sort of revival.
A 5-minute major penalty for slashing plus a game misconduct, which comes with that call. Obviously, referee John Moore, sufficient evidence to say to himself, that could have been a very serious injury to A.J. Kellum. He cannot allow situations like that to continue in this game. He's got to try and keep the game under control. He feels he had to make that call.
Well, the 5-minute major penalty is awarded plus a game misconduct as Scott Young has gone to the dressing room, and somebody's going to have to go to the box to serve that 5-minute major penalty on his behalf, Bob. Look at the coach, John Griffiths, and really it's going to make it very, very difficult for that man.
It is. He's got young Justin Standing going over to serve that 5-minute penalty for Scott Young. But this certainly doesn't help the fortunes of the Humberside Hawks if they're looking for a revival.
Well, they're getting in such a muddle at the moment that they don't seem to know how many men they can have on the ice. But it's 4 on there for the Hawks and 5 for the Panthers, which gives them another power play. Well, the referee has called a penalty here, and Blaisdell doesn't like it. A touch of retribution, I think, there. And now Blaisdell has to go to the box, and that kills the man advantage.
Norman Pennington antagonizing player coach Mike Blaisdell. He didn't like that.
So a slashing penalty on Blaisdell, his 2nd penalty of the game. And that means that both teams are back to 4 men on the ice. A 5-minute major penalty for Scott Young being served by Justin Standing. And now Blaisdell's in the box for a 2-minute penalty.
Players, when they look in that situation, they say it's a bit of a cheap shot. Mike Blaisdell knows that they're on a power play, but he had no choice there, really, but to fight back against that cheap shot by Norman Pennington.
Well, one gets the impression just a little bit of needle creeping into this, and we saw the altercation there with Pennington involved behind the net, and they were all having a go, and it seemed to me that Scott O'Connor seemed to hit out with his stick as Pennington went across the crease.
Norman Pennington, if there's controversy, we've spoken before, he's always there. He's trying to get the momentum changing again in favor of his own side, the Humberside Hawks, and he's doing a good job. He's got everybody on the Nottingham side up in the air over this.
Well, already Blaisdell is in the box, and now we're going to see what other penalties are called, because certainly Pennington is going to go there for a 2-minute penalty. So we now have 2 men in the box from the Humberside Hawks and 1 from the Nottingham Panthers, but still Panthers lead 6-2. Well, the call appears to be on the goaltender.
The shot coming in from just outside the blue line, and here's what creates the call. Norman Pennington going in on Scott O'Connor, just looking for a little action. But more importantly, he was in that crease area, and you see all the Nottingham players coming to their goaltender's rescue.
And Chuck Taylor is the man who's gone in the box to serve the penalty for Scott O'Connor. So we have 2 from each team in the box. 2-minute penalties for each side. 1 extra 2-minute penalty for the Panthers and a 5-minute penalty for the Humberside Hawks. So already plenty of seats being occupied there. And it still means 4 men aside on the ice. There they are. They have it. Chuck Taylor is there with Blaisdell. Taylor serving it's Humberside Hawks 2, the Nottingham Panthers 6. 10.5 minutes remaining. The game getting untidy with this rust up in the period, but that'll suit the Panthers at the moment. But here come the Hawks, and a lovely interception there. Strength shown, and Morgan comes away on the pass there from Durdle, who's having such an influence on this game. Darren Durdle certainly playing his part here tonight, Bob.
He is a very similar player to Humberside Scott Young, but he's so offensively dominant, and he covers a lot of ice out there. He seems to get himself involved with the puck anytime he is on the ice.
Well, as the penalties count down, 1 minute and 21 seconds remaining on the first 2-minute penalty of Blaisdell. They'd be keen to have him back. 6-2 in favour of the Panthers, just the 1 goal in this 3rd period of the first leg. But here comes Premack. If he can get at the end of this pass, he could score, but it's wide somehow as John Wolfe goes sprawling to allow the Hawks to clear the danger out of the defensive zone. But the influential Paul Adey takes it back into his zone. Morgan is on the left. Round behind the net goes Premack to pick it up on the left, and it's Premack coming out with the puck now. Men getting forward. Adey slides it across the crease, and somehow the puck takes a deflection, and the face-off is deep inside the Hawks' zone. Plenty of time left on the penalties, not so many men on the ice. What would now be the tactics here, because they want to pull a goal or so back without conceding too much, Bob, the Hawks?
Well, Humberside in their home rink, they know that they have to push forward and try and create some goal-scoring opportunities. John Griffiths will be pulling all stops out to try and create that issue.
Durdle for Panthers flicks it round the boards where Tate collects it behind the goal, but he's put under pressure by Hazelhurst, who knocks him to the ground to allow Bishop to bring it away. Bishop has Laxdal skating in front of him, serves the dummy. The shot piled in, and Laxdal waits on the edge of the crease as O'Connor grabs it and holds on to it.
Lots of shots going towards Scott O'Connor, but you can see players are right on top of him. They're hoping for some form of a rebound. Bishop making a fake on the shot there, dropping it back. The puck goes right to the net, but who's right there? Derek Laxdal. He's hoping there's some form of a rebound there to put in.
Well, Scott O'Connor playing up to his average. 39 shots have rained in on him so far tonight, and he's conceded just 2 goals. As Tate gets round behind the net, Kindred takes him into the boards, the Hawks. The tactics are getting rough. Webber holds David standing up against the boards. Eventually they're going to get that puck loose, surely. Yes, it does. It's Webber, but Kindred takes it round behind his own net to set the Hawks away again. Still 6-2 to the Panthers, just under 9 minutes remaining. Puck whacked up the ice. Round behind their net. Here come the Panthers once again. Hard skating where it counts. Ball's left to Durdle. Durdle finds a man on the crease, and there is AD grabbing number 7 indeed for the Panthers. And now for Humberside Hawks, surely it's all over.
The big play here being Mike Blaisdell gaining the blue line. He's just over the blue line before he makes that pass. Durdle sees Paul Adey just coming in late on the play, all alone, to score the goal. Durdle with the pass there. Adey's in all alone to put it underneath the sprawling John Wolfe. Nice play all in all. Good team effort by the Nottingham Panthers to score their 7th goal.
Paul Adey completing his hat-trick, now 19 in the Benson & Hedges competition so far this year. So influential, the 32-year-old is his 8th season with Nottingham. 7-2, the Panthers lead, just over 8 minutes remaining, and they come out still with the puck. And that 5-minute penalty on Scott Young could certainly cost the Hawks dear in this semi-final tie. Kindred's having to work, he's having to help out on defence now that Scott Young's off, and Laxdell can't keep it up or hold it up. But Kindred has to pull it back. His skipper is Bishop there behind his own net. The Panthers finding ice time now for their lesser lights, dare we say it, as Laxdell picks it up for the Hawks. Tries to find his man on the crease. They try to scramble it away, and Randall Webber it is that finally picks up the puck and comes away for the Panthers with Morgan in front of him. Morgan playing the 1-2 with Webber. Morgan tries to get the puck across the net, but Darren Durdle just goes in too soon. But still it's held in the Hawks zone with Durdle. He trails it to Webber. Webber gets it out to Point. Trickett tries to get the shot away. Chuck Taylor's over this side. Back to Morgan. Morgan eases it back to Taylor. Taylor gets the slap shot in, and somehow Wolves watches that go by and eventually knocks it away with the backside of his stick, and eventually cleared right up the ice where Scott O'Connor, his opposite number, knocks it down. They change on the fly.
When defensemen get a shot on the goalkeeper from the point, one of the things they try and do is keep that puck on the ice. The reason why is that players can get deflections in front of the net.
So Durdle in possession as he takes the puck into the attacking zone, and Hunt it is that gets in a little bit too quickly to allow the offside call. But Durdle so influential tonight here with 2 goals and 3 assists. Quite a performance here for the big defenseman, Bob, and he's played his part.
He has. You got to admire that goatee that he's growing as well. You can see a lot of the Nottingham players are letting the beard grow, as perhaps we can call it. And this is a bit of a superstition. A lot of the guys do this as a result of their run in Benson & Hedges Cup. They'll keep the beard growing until they lose out or in fact win it, and then they'll shave it off.
Well, the Panthers are certainly establishing superiority here in the absence of Scott Young. Now the Hawks have an awful lot to do as Pinnington clears the puck straight up the ice now. 7-2 with just over 6 minutes remaining. Panthers in front, and remember there's another leg to come at the Nottingham Ice Arena a week today. But Chuck Taylor, can he get number 8? Kindred is helping out on defence for the Hawks. Knocked down. Durdle tries to keep it in. Eventually Blaisdell chases back, but Durdle's all over the ice and once again regains possession to Simon Hunt. Hunt turns neatly inside Pinnington. Gets the shot away. It's weak though as Wolfe plays that easily away with his stick. The 5-minute penalty that was served on behalf of Scott Young is now over. So Justin Stanley goes back to the bench. His usefulness in serving that for Scott Young. I think the Hawks would still rather have Scott Young out there.
They certainly would. We have to say that of all the teams that I think we've seen so far this season, the Nottingham Panthers as a unit play very, very well together. All of the teams so far have a tremendous amount of talent, but these guys are grouping together and playing very well as a unit.
Well, Blaisdell and Durdle we saw together there on the bench, and the extra assist has been given on that last goal to Blaisdell, the pair setting up the opportunity for Paul Adey. But now a chance perhaps for Hazelhurst. No, he loses possession, and somehow the Panthers keep the puck deep in the Hawks zone as Bishop whacks it round behind his net. Just under 5.5 minutes. Here comes Hazelhurst. Knocked around behind there by the newcomer, Trevor Bardell, for the Hawks. But he hasn't exactly set the game alight so far here tonight, the new player, Bob.
Bardell, the youngster coming over from the Milton Keynes Kings, and that's a tough transition for any player. You know, you're coming into a new team, you don't know the guys so well, you're trying to contribute and make a contribution, but it's not always so easy.
So just over 5 minutes remaining as the Hawks have to rescue something out of this. A 5-goal advantage at the moment to go into the second leg for the Nottingham Panthers, and certainly from their point of view, this semi-final tie now is there for the taking. Ramsey Alley tries to get it in, but Scott O'Connor dives on that one, and another chance goes begging for the Hawks to try and get back into the tie.
The coaching staff of the Humberside Hawks putting fresh legs out there. Ramsey Alley in front of the net, so is Andy Steele, and they're making waves and they're getting scoring opportunities. Tired legs persevere, but fresh legs certainly create opportunities.
Well, the linesmen not too happy with that face-off, so they're going to try and settle down again. But certainly from the point of view of the Humberside Hawks, they've got to try and convert these face-offs in the Panthers zone into goals. And here come Panthers again with Simon Hunt. Blaisdell on the overlap, back to Hunt. Hunt gets the slap shot away, it's off target and wide, but Durdle on point, knocks it back in. Wolf could hardly have seen that one. But Blaisdell wins it back for Panthers, the influential player coach. Playing skillful hockey there as he takes the puck into the zone, and Simon Hunt chases it, shadowed by Kindred, who takes the Nottingham Panther into the boards to give himself time to bring the puck out and try and retain possession, which he does. Steele, Andy Steele. Lovely check just inside the neutral zone. But here come Panthers with Chuck Taylor to Blaisdell. Blaisdell's going to get the slap shot away, knocked away by the stick of John Wolfe. 4 minutes remaining on the period. Bishop sees Huber up in front. Eventually played off the boards, some of a clumsy clearance, allowing Hunt to regain possession. To Blaisdell, to AD, and Blaisdell backs out. It's completed there. Darren Durdle has grabbed another goal and completed his hat-trick. The build-up was so clinical there. The finish, well, he couldn't have looked for better. Darren Durdle completes his hat-trick with goal number 8 for the Panthers.
Errant clearance by the Humberside Hawks. Simon Hunt has some options here. He finds Paul Adey. A tic-tac-toe play to Darren Durdle. Simon Hunt back to Paul Adey. He could have shot it at this stage, but he made the nice little pass to Darren Durdle, who put it between the legs of John Wolfe.
Well, 2 hat-tricks for the Panthers. 3 goals from Darren Durdle, 3 from Paul Adey, and efforts from Blaisdell and Morgan have now made it 8-2 in favour of Nottingham Panthers with 3.5 minutes remaining as Hazelhurst tries to salvage something for the Humberside Hawks. Gets in, can he get a shot away? On his backhand, he's got men with him. Huber round the boards is chasing it and wins it behind the net. Played out, but they stay calm, do Nottingham Panthers tonight, and they're playing good hockey. They've come back well from a league defeat last night as Callum has Morgan on the crease. But Huber it is who comes back to pick up the loose puck from Hazelhurst. As Parkin getting his first ice time of the night, the Humberside youngster gets in close attendance as Scott O'Connor dives on that one with just under 3 minutes remaining. Panthers leading 8-2, and Bob, with this 6-goal margin now, the tie will surely be virtually all over.
Huber having no opportunity whatsoever to really make a play there. Everything happening around him. He just gets the puck in on the goalkeeper, hoping for some form of a rebound, but this man here makes another save.
How do the Hawks come back in the second leg?
They've got to get a goal early, Tony. There's no question about that one.
Bardell, a straight pass goes out and Taylor comes forward with Durdle Oh, and Durdle desperately close on the edge of the crease there to make it number 4, and Blaisdell makes it number 9 for the Panthers. The player coach grabs his second goal of the game. The hard-skating Durdle set it up as he surged forward, and the finish there from Mike Blaisdell, his 7th goal in Benson Hedges competition this season, has made it 9-2 to the Panthers.
Loosed up in front of the net. But Humberside getting caught off guard, and you don't let Mike Blaisdell take advantage of situations like that, because what does he do? He scores goals on you. Just taking that errant puck away, boom.
Well, it seems that they're not too keen on that 9th goal. It hasn't yet gone up in the scoreboard here in the arena, but there's no doubt about it at the moment. It's 9-2 in favour of Nottingham Panthers. And in this second period, they've hit 4 goals in without reply, and it seems to have killed off the tie to all intents and purposes as we come to the end of the first leg in this semi-final. Kindred, though, for the Humberside Hawks. They've been put to the sword here by a very enthusiastic Nottingham Panthers side who don't seem to want to surrender this Benson and Hedges title. And the Hawks up against it here, but this is the first time this season they've had 9 goals scored against them this season, and they certainly know they've been in a game here tonight. Kindred picking it up, just over 2 minutes remaining on the match, as Blaisdell robs his man. Blaisdell keeps it in. Hunt turns neatly, but the Hawks come away with Bishop. Can he make it on the break? The shot gets in, and it's there! Bishop has pulled back a consolation goal. A 3rd goal coming from Bishop, number 4 for Humberside, to make it Humberside 3, Nottingham Panthers 9.
Mike Bishop has 11 goals in this competition, and we know why. He just has the jump on Garth Premack, lets the shot go right by Scott O'Connor. But I'll tell you, that puck would have been moving. There's the slap shot. And boy, he makes no mistake on that one.
And Derek Laxdell gets the assist on that goal. But no doubt about the scorer, Mike Bishop. The referee also giving an assist to Bardell, who scored his first goal for Humberside last night in the league match. But really only consolation at this stage. No doubt about the scorer, Bishop, but Kellum getting ice time here. And as Hobson, the youngster, getting some ice time, loses his helmet. There's a big bundle in the corner. Huber and Trickett try to sort it out. And the puck is held up with just under 1.5 minutes remaining. A little bit of unpleasantness, a little bit of rough stuff. And the youngsters getting involved. Trickett for Nottingham Panthers. Hobson is there for the Humberside Hawks, and really these lads haven't had much ice time tonight, Bob.
They haven't, but both teams putting their youngsters out on the ice to give them a go, and as a result of it, we got a little bit of confrontation happening there. But as you can see, in situations like this, players match up and take one another so that you don't have 2 guys ganging up on one. Everybody grabs a man, that way things go to even strength when it comes to fisticuffs.
Well, the Nottingham Panthers certainly in charge here as we move into the closing minutes. Just under 1.5 minutes remaining. They lead 9-3. But Humberside Hawks, if they could salvage something out of this, but it's Trickett who gets the shot away. It's off target for Panthers. And Huber has to go around and collect the loose puck as Hazelhurst and Tate have a Barney behind the net. But away comes Hobson to Bishop. Bishop gets the shot away. It rebounds off the roof. And with 65 seconds remaining in the game, it's still Hawks 3, Panthers 9.
I think you could have read the scoreline there on poor old Mike Bishop's face. It's been a long night for the Humberside Hawks, and of course the loss of Scott Young early in this 3rd period certainly hasn't helped their fortunes any, but they've got to regroup from this. And they've got to take the positive points forward going into Nottingham in the 2nd leg.
Hazelhurst shot blocked on the edge of the defensive zone by Blaisdell, although he didn't know too much about it. But somehow it's knocked down, and the stick is pretty high there from Huber. But the advantage given the way of Panthers as Morgan gives it to Hunt. Hunt has a man on the far side, but quickly Huber's cover is effective because Durdle was getting forward, and that could have provided number 10. We're going into the last half minute of the game with the puck round behind the net cleared up as far as Blaisdell, who's had an influence both on and off the ice here. Here they come. Could this be number 10 as Hunt gets the shot away, takes a rebound off the skates of Hazelhurst. And we've got a Barney in the corner with Pennington and Hunt involved this time. The linesman come over to sort it out, but we are reaching the closing stages, and on the clock there are 16 seconds remaining with a 9-3 margin in favour of the Panthers. So they've sorted that one out. There's not long left now. And the referee manages to, I think he's going to call it without a penalty. They've taken the face-off out to just outside the Hawks defensive zone. And with seconds remaining, there's no doubt about the result here. A timeout called at the Panthers bench here. And there's going to be a little chat down there. The referee goes away over to the timekeeper's bench. Nottingham calling the timeout. They're just going to hold on to the puck here.
Before Tricks, you get over for Hunty here. Tricks, get over Hunty.
You can listen to what they're saying.
Water, Jace.
Well, away they come, a 30-second timeout. So, with 16 seconds remaining and Panthers leading by 9-3. Hat-tricks coming from Darren Durdle and Paul Adey. Mike Blaisdell with 2 and Neil Morgan with 1, counting for Nottingham. A goal apiece for Laxdale, for Young and for Bishop for Humberside. But still, we have some time for one or the other to score another goal as the puck runs loose. Pennington fails to control it. Huber takes it back behind his own goal. He's going to have to move quickly here. He hits the puck right up the ice, and the icing call means that with seconds remaining, it would have to be a very quick shot for Nottingham Panthers to provide them with a chance of a goal from this one. The Hawks fans are still cheering, but the Panthers know that it's their side in control. With 4 seconds on the match clock remaining, the first leg of this semi-final is virtually over. And at the moment, it's a 6-goal margin that Panthers are going to take back to Nottingham for the second leg. Face off. Eventually the linesman Lee Young doesn't think much of that one. And the other linesman is now going to organise this. And the influential Morgan, who grabbed the 4th goal for Panthers, is taken away, and Chuck Taylor goes in. Not much point to this one. But the team's delaying it here as Taylor gets it back to point. Morgan's going to get the shot away, but surely too late. The match is over. It's gone the way of Nottingham Panthers. 3 goals from Durdle, 3 from Adey, 2 from Blaisdell and 1 from Morgan, counted for Nottingham Panthers. 1 apiece for Laxdale, Young and Bishop with a 3 that counted for Humberside. The match ended Humberside 3, Nottingham Panthers 9.
Sky Sports. Winner of 2 Academy Awards.
I have AIDS.
A film that breaks down barriers.
Andrew Beckett is dying.
A film about our lives.
Are you gay?
A film about our fears.
Andy brought AIDS into our offices.
A film about our humanity.
Today's a good day.
Denzel Washington and Tom Hanks, Philadelphia. The TV premiere, 10 o'clock Saturday on Sky Movies.
I've had the privilege.
I've had the privilege.
I had the privilege! Yes!
Have you had the privilege yet?
Night.
Ellen.
Make a cup of tea. What do you want?
That time again.
Okay.
Copies will need posting to all our major clients. Tonight.
Fine. Just put it there.
Thought I'd
bring these envelopes to help you along.
No need.
It's all done. Night.
Work smarter, not just harder. Talk to us on 0800 800 800.